Hello, I'm Yulia, the voice of the podcast Love to Heal, a journey of self-discovery, healing, and spiritual growth. Welcome to today's episode titled Everything is Energy. In previous episodes, I've mentioned that words have energy, creative energy, as do our thoughts, which is why it's important to monitor both. We have the power to create our reality, so we best choose our words carefully, focusing our attention on the positive and omitting the negative, low vibration words like sorry, hell, tired, terrible, hate, sad. You get the point. If you say these once in a blue moon, of course it's no biggie. But if they are present in your everyday speech, that is a problem. Yogis have postulated that repeating a word 1,000,000 times turns it into an object. As the word is repeated, it fills with energy and acquires materiality. All this corresponds to the laws of the universe. Love turns into information, information into energy, energy into matter. The higher a person's spiritual energy, the more of it, the faster his desires are realized. A biblical example of this would be Jesus turning water into wine. Similarly, with thoughts, if you think something bad or have a worrying thought for a moment here and there, you're probably okay. But if you dwell on certain memories or worry constantly about something that hasn't occurred yet, that's an issue. The more often the thought pops up and the more intense the emotions accompanying it, the faster it passes from consciousness into the subconsciousness. While thoughts are connected to the body and isolated from the surrounding space, our temporary body connected with the subconscious can in fact influence the world around us and the events in it. We don't notice how the process of transition from consciousness to subconsciousness occurs. All we see are the consequences. What happens is that at night, the subconscious mind opens up more actively. So if your pain at night intensifies, for example, this means that there are significant problems in the depths of your soul. As Sergei Lazarev, author and philosopher, explains, we receive physical pain in the form of medicine when we cannot accept mental pain. The laws of evolution are simple. If you cannot accept pain from your fate, accept it from a loved one. If you cannot accept cleansing from a loved one, accept illness. If you cannot accept illness, accept death. If there's pain in your life, it means that there's little love in the soul. So how do we grow love in our soul? By believing in God and accepting His will in our everyday lives. When you train yourself to kill the ego, to see the divine will in everything, to hold on to the feeling of love in the toughest and most painful moments, then love grows. When you're sick, thank the Creator for showing you that your soul is in need of healing. When a person is rude to you for no apparent reason, choose to smile at them and wish them love. When a friend betrays you, choose to forgive and forget. When your partner cheats on you, choose to see the divine plan in this. And then watch your life fill with more love and miracles. Once you pass these tests given to us by our Creator, there should not be more and more of these tests in the future. There will be less of these difficult tests as your soul develops and as love grows in your soul. So stay optimistic. Don't give up. If it's hard right now, if you can pass these hard tests right now, believe me, it will get easier. If at this point in your life, there's very little energy and love in your soul, please try your hardest not to renounce love. Don't lose faith. When you've learned not to kill love with claims, resentments, and despondency, learn to accumulate it, eliminating everything that interferes with the emergence of love. When you get to the point at which love continually flows through you, you can begin to give it away by maybe starting a relationship, being kind to strangers, lending a hand, giving money to the poor, whatever your heart desires. The problem with giving love, warmth, and affection when there's not significant love in your soul is that if you have not overcome your resentment, jealousy, envy, and greed, etc., you may not feel the love of God. And in this case, human love can be devastating to you. And this is why understanding energy is important. The first step to comprehending divine love is energetic limitation in material and sensual pleasures, which consume our energy and can lead to the degeneration of our spiritual structures. To experience the divine, you need to forget about the human for a while. Gradually, the mechanism of giving love and energy should increasingly exceed the mechanism of consumption. A feeling of lightness, flight, and radiance in the soul are all signs of energy in your soul, which means that the soul is ready to receive the divine. Our Creator gives us energy to live, and it is up to us to grow this divine energy or let it dwindle. Since we're all connected to our Creator, we're part of a sort of energy cycle. We receive divine energy, use it to live and to create, and then we must give it back to the Creator in the form of love. If we choose to use the life energy on hatred, resentment, jealousy, etc., then we no longer can return this energy to God, and thus the cycle of energy suffers. The more love we give, the more life energy we receive. The less love we give, the less health, happiness, and wealth we will have in our lives. Love is a very powerful energy. It's our life energy, and it needs to be flowing, going through the energy cycle. When a person has a lot of love in his soul, he has a need to give love and energy. In return, the whole world around him glows and looks beautiful. When there's little love in the soul, portions of light come through rarely. And instead, the person begins to see a black void. That's when people say the world is dark, cruel, and ugly. The more we want to receive and the less we give, the darker the world around us becomes. And the more we begin to condemn everything and everyone, God included. He who doesn't learn to love will not be able to forgive, will not be able to overcome regret that depletes life energy. Now that I've touched on energy in a broad sense and its relation to our soul, let's also take a look at how energy manifests itself in everyday situations and objects. Perhaps you've heard of the book and movie called Like Water for Chocolate. I adore this book, and I think it illustrates beautifully how love's energy can heal, or vice versa, how the lack of love can be destructive to people. If you haven't read it, I urge you to read it. But in short, at one point, Tita, the central character of this Mexican novel, cooks a dish with so much love, care, and dedication, these are her internal feelings at the time of the preparation of the meal, that when the guests consume the delightful chiles, this meal, they absorb all of Tita's love, affection, and desire. And they experience a sort of orgasmic sensation, a magical sexual passion, which actually prompts all the guests to scurry and find place to make love. In another instance, Tita cooks a meal which makes everyone sob because one of her tears had fallen into the dish as she was cooking it. To look at the other side of the coin, Rosaura, Tita's sister, in her fits of rage and cursing at Tita and her beloved for the pain their relationship had caused her, she was jealous of their relationship. After several days of bitter fighting, Rosaura dies of a digestive illness. By the way, when you literally can't stomach a situation, you very well may have stomach issues ranging from nausea to indigestion to even ulcers. What I described from the book is called magic realism in literature. But there's so much truth to it. Have you ever heard people say, don't cook when you're upset? This is because whatever energy and emotion you put into cooking a meal, or writing a letter, or even singing a song, that emotion, that energy will be transmitted to the receiver. So let's go even further into the topic of energy. If everything is energy, this includes non-animate objects, then we should be conscious of our behavior when it comes to appliances, cars, computers, really anything surrounding us. For example, a few months ago at my house, several appliances stopped working. The microwave, the dishwasher, and even the heater in our house. I knew this had to do with our energies of, I think, frustration and perhaps the accumulation of negativity from small fights and disagreements. And having conflict and having little fights here and there is absolutely normal. In fact, I will have a separate episode on this topic. Conflict is beneficial. It's crucial to the development of our soul. It's just that we need to learn how to conflict properly. But we can't avoid little fights here and there. And so it is our job to learn how to channel this energy of frustration and the accumulation of negativity and what to do with it so that it doesn't affect our surroundings and our families and ourselves. Right now, my husband and I are going through a tricky time, let's say, with our 16-year-old daughter who is now driving and wants a lot more freedom than she ever had. And we're just not ready yet to give her that freedom. So there's a lot of tension in our conversations, in our fights that we have. And as you can see, obviously, our appliances even felt this tension in our house, this energy that accumulated and stagnated and made our appliances malfunction all at one time. So I'm still on this journey of spiritual development, and I'm learning, just like everyone else out there who is on this journey, I'm learning how to channel this energy properly, what to do with it. And I will have some suggestions in a little bit on what to do with all these energies that we have stagnating in us. Looking back at the period in time where our appliances malfunctioned, I think I should have performed a smudging ceremony to help all that bad energy disperse. Other examples of people's energies affecting inanimate objects include reacting with negative emotions to the news on TV, For instance, yelling at the TV when your sports team loses and feeling anger in general when watching TV can make the TV malfunction. I've heard several stories about this. Slamming the door of your car in rage or even just cursing your vehicle or the traffic around you may make your car malfunction or get into an accident. Everything around us is made up of energy and therefore is alive in a way. The way in which we treat objects around, that's the way they will respond to us. Furthermore, objects accumulate and store information. This is precisely why I'm not a fan of buying secondhand clothing, furniture, and especially jewelry. For instance, if a ring, let's say, belonged to a woman that took her life, the program of suicide, this energetical information, would have preserved in the ring, and whoever wears this ring could very possibly experience feelings of doom and anxiety without realizing the source of this strange conviction. Something else that I should mention is that the health of our pets is also linked to the state of our soul. When a dog falls ill or gets run over by a car, this is often due to the owner's violation of the highest laws of the universe that may have transpired even long before the illness or the accident of the pet. I've mentioned before that karma works in mysterious ways, but it does catch up, if not with the person himself, then with those surrounding him, which includes pets. Let's say you've wished someone ill. Your thoughts, or maybe even words, have transformed into energy. And this energy now will affect the person whom you despise. But at the same time, since everything in the universe is connected, like a boomerang, this energy will bounce right back into your life and affect you negatively or a member of your family or your pet. If you're at the point in your life where you have awakened spiritually and are conscious of your emotions, in other words, you would never intentionally wish someone harm or kill love in your soul, then your best protection from other less experienced people is love. And this means continuing to grow love in your soul. This is the best protection from the evil eye, from illnesses and mishaps, etc. If someone does attempt to wish you bad, you will not be affected because the energy of love acts as a shield from negativity. To summarize, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it, said Einstein once. We can't create new energy, and we can't destroy energy, but we can transform and redirect it. As long as energy doesn't stagnate, we're good. As soon as we start to mull over a past or future situation, we break the flow of energy. And what happens? Illness, bad mood, and mishaps. Understanding energy can help you use more of your potential and get more out of life. So here are some tips. Number 1, define your desires. From a spiritual perspective, of course, love should be your first and foremost goal in life. Once you've established that, feel free to channel your energy into work, hobbies, or other goals you may have. So if you're feeling frustrated or angry and you are conscious of that feeling, try to switch your focus. Try to focus on something different. Some people say, visualize yourself in a pleasant place. I don't know, on a beach, staring at the waves. Meditate. Listen to music that uplifts your spirits. If you need to, punch a pillow or scream into a pillow. Just don't let that negative energy stay inside you. Number 2, raise your vibration. Engage in activities that enhance positive thoughts and diminish negative energy. Spending time in nature, of course, is wonderful. Exercising, reading a book, These are just some examples, but everyone has their own favorite activities. So choose whatever works for you. Number 3, visualize success. Regularly envision your goals as realized, fostering a positive mindset. Number 4, affirmations. Recite positive phrases to reinforce your confidence in achieving your goals. For me personally, I think I've mentioned this in the couple of first episodes. I have my mantra, my affirmation that I trust the process of life. I love and approve of myself. And you can do the rest. You can make up whatever affirmation works for you. You can say that I am confident, I am successful, whatever floats your boat. Number 5, practice mindfulness. Be present and aware of your emotions and thought processes, and maintain a healthy mental state. Number 6, positive environment. Cultivate relationships and surroundings that foster positivity and align with your spiritual quest. You may have to stop seeing certain friends or talking to certain coworkers. Sometimes this even means having to stop seeing certain family members that just don't jibe with your energy. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Number 7, trust the process. Believe in the universe to fulfill your dreams at the right time. This is very important. Avoid undue stress over controlling outcomes. Don't become a control freak because, after all, you're not in control. God is. So if it's meant to happen, if it's right for you, it will happen. Don't stress over it. Number 8, active participation. Take practical steps toward your goals. Start to move that energy in the correct direction. If you want a specific job, take some steps towards it. Fill out an application. Find out more about the company. Get some referrals. Whatever you need to do, just take some steps toward your goal. Number 9, patience is virtue. Recognize that utilizing energetic resonance, all this energy work, this is what it's called, this is a gradual process that requires persistent effort. There's just no other way around it. It takes time. Number 10, reflect and adjust. Routinely assess your strategies, being open to any necessary adjustments. And to conclude this episode, I'd like to share with you a quote by Wayne Dyer, American author and motivational speaker. Enjoy it, and please follow me on Instagram at Love to Heal Podcast for more motivational material and to find out more about me if you don't know me yet. Goodbye, and until next time. If we can bring spiritual energy, which is love, kindness, forgiveness, and so on, to the problem, we can dissolve it. It's really just a matter of changing our mind about how we're going to process the events in our lives.